We are now talking about the FBI. Such a light-hearted topic to start it off with. But no, today we announced that seizure and dismantlement of several illicit video game marketplaces from February to May of this year, therefore approximately 1 million illicit downloads, and these downloads cause an estimated loss of 170 million? Jeez, that's a lot of downloads. Now, here's the thing, right? Piracy is never good. Piracy is bad. Piracy is a crime. Remember that, kids. Do not pirate. No. There is one thing I will say about this, though. Piracy has sort of had a proven track record of not being the main reason for why people pirate. It's not to get an illegal game. Like, from what I understand, the majority of pirates is more along the lines of inaccessibility rather than the issue of wanting to steal something. So for example, if I remember correctly, during the first Breath of the Wild game, or second Breath of the Wild for the Switch, there was a Nintendo got really bent out of shape because people were leaking the game online before they even purchased the game and before it was even released to the public, that is quite literally dubious at best. Like, that's just stupid in some cases. For example, this tweet I think put it best, right? This is your game. Yep. And you're not selling anymore. Yep. So emulating it, you won't lose money. Yep. So let me emulate it. No, that's piracy. Then officially release it. No. Now, first off, emulation is not illegal. Now, it's not even piracy. Emulation is just a different form of consuming the same product. What makes emulation illegal is when you use an illegal file. And you find with a lot of games that are no longer relevant anymore, for example, the one used here, Smash Bros. Melee, it's not a question that they don't necessarily know that the game's popular or there is an inaccessible amount of Smash Bros. It's just that technically, because the game is no longer in circulation anymore, it doesn't make any profit for them. So why are people getting bent out of shape about the idea of emulating it? And I get it, they're not even losing money. Nintendo has this really weird stick up their rear end. But no, like, Nintendo legit has a stick up their rear end for anything copyright related. Like, they are really stringent on their particular copyright licenses, and it makes some sense, but at the same time, most developers generally nowadays understand that piracy is not because of wanting anything illegal. They want it to be because they have lack of accessibility. Like I said before, Nintendo only use really their retro stuff on their own platform, which is a problem. I don't particularly own a Switch 2, but I would love to play Soul Calibur 2 on like a PC. But I can't do that with Nintendo. So what's the actual solution for me, a PC user, to actually play this particular game that I want to do? And that's kind of the issue and the core problem that I'm seeing with things like involving piracy and stuff like that. So yeah, there is an issue there, but I mean, it's kind of self-caused. Do a Street Fighter, just make them all in one big bundle and just give it to the public. Simple as that. You make a bit of money, you make the public happy, and yeah, you get yourself a new game out there too. Game preservative is, it's a big thing. Like, nowadays we want to play old games for fun. So interestingly enough, Nicholas, I'm not even pronouncing that game, Vice President of the European Parliament, has voiced his support for Stop Killing Games. Now, he signed the petition himself, urging Europeans to do the same, which is a much bigger voice than, say, like, it's not a bigger voice than, say, PewDiePie, but it is a massive, that's a massive voice to be out there. Like, imagine the Vice President of the European Parliament actually giving a crap about this whole hobby. Like, a hobby that doesn't necessarily impact him. But what is very interesting is sort of like it links into sort of the idea of piracy. Like, imagine all these games that used to be, like, you could have actually prevented from necessarily going offline because of this. Like, what games would have actually been saved if Stop Killing Game was implemented earlier? It's kind of a long list too, because there's a lot of things that went offline. What's kind of interesting is, so basically the idea is European games actually has an opposite stance to the Vice President of the actual European Union, which, again, the idea of this is nothing to do like most people just misrepresent it. It's just a simple idea of, we want to preserve games that in a somewhat tactful state. That's all that's really happening with Stop Killing Games. You want to keep preserving those games so that piracy, which we've already seen is actually a massive issue, and we don't necessarily want games that are online service to, once that service no longer exists, just straight up die. It's not fair on the consumer at all. Like, it puts it on a one-sided deal where the consumer takes all the risk and the company just makes all the money. It's not that hard to understand. Apparently it is. What's interestingly enough is the people that are in opposition with it is making so much noise in video game Europe that lobbyists are made up of ambassadors, EA, Activision, and all the Western gaming are here. So don't say you don't know what we're asking for. Anyways, we appreciate the passion of our community. However, we've made the decision to discontinue online services is a multi-faced, never taken lightly, and must be an option for all companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable. We understand that can be disappointing for players, but when it happens, the industry ensures players are given fair notice, which if they didn't, that would just be right. That would be somewhat illegal in some cases, if that makes sense. Like, not scammy at that point. Like, if I just bought a game and it was just about to go offline. Anyways, given fair notice of purpose changes in compliance with local customer protection laws. Yeah, because it would feel really scummy if I didn't get that notification that the games were going offline. Like, it would feel kind of scummy. Again, I think most of these would feel kind of scummy because essentially people who are sort of like voicing opposition of this, people who are directly working game producers. Who is this? Warner Brothers Games. Europe's largest video game lobby speaks out against Stop Killing Games, making game dev too expensive. The lobby board has members from EA, Activision, Ubisoft, and several other publishers who have permanently killed games. Ironically, Dexter, that's kind of biased language here. Impartial language. We must have impartial language. But no, like, there are several games. We'll go into them later, but I just want to talk, like, the lobbyists who are actually on there. Just, like, I get it. No hate towards the lobbyists. It's just, it does kind of show where, like, it just goes to show who actually really matters in this. Like, these are ones that are infamously known to have live service games. Interestingly enough, apparently Netflix has this. Yeah, Activision Blizzard, because we work at Blizzard over here. Namco Bandai, EA Games, Epic Games, Sega, Nintendo, like, Sony. There is an absolute lot here. Absolute megaton here. Just that. Yeah, that's a long list. Fact of the matter is, lobby in just because of Stop Killing Games. And it's kind of an interesting thing to sort of be lobbying against. Like, the only thing that people are really asking for is to preserve games after the terms have been null and void. Kind of interesting. I want to move this on to a different conversation of things that might have been saved if this was actually implemented into some sort of law or function. And interestingly enough, there is actually quite a lot. First one, Marvel Heroes Omega. Interestingly enough, this game was shut down in 2017 after Disney severed ties with Gizzard. I ain't got a clue how to pronounce his name, and it kind of made it irrelevant. And it was one of these games that again was shut off because free-to-play open live service shut down after Disney severed ties with a company. This made it so that this game is no longer playable. All that effort, all that work have gone for naught. Because again, we got to actually understand this. This isn't only talking about the consumers, but no, like, there are people who are trying to make, like, these are live service games, so that technically someone might have lost their job or at least be relocated to a different job due to the fact that this game no longer exists. Children of Tomorrow. Now, the reason why this was shut down, it was taken offline, despite it having unique visualizations, unique visuals, it was taken offline. The devs independently revived this game outside of anything. And yes, this game was taken offline and revived by the devs. The fact of the matter is, I'm trying to think, this actually might have been a official Sony project, but like that dev, at least he got away from Sony, I'm guessing. Like, but the fact of the matter is, cute art style, unique concept, taken down and revived later on. So that's pretty good, cool. Evolution Stage 2. Now, Evolution, I believe it was revived by fans in private lobbies, but no, this game by itself was shut down. The free-to-play version was pulled. Server shut down in 2018. Again, live service games just make it so that other games can't be played. Like, once it goes down, you cannot play an interesting shooter. Like, this looks interesting. This looks an interesting co-op game, and if it was free to play like it says, and guess what? I would ask probably Zep or Bree to play this. I would genuinely ask people to actually hang out and play this. A free to play game where we just beat up demons? That looks like fun. But no, we can't because it was shut down. Granted, there might be something that you can do online, but the point is, it was shut down. This one's kind of stunned me a little because I actually remember buying this game. Battleborn. It was meant to be the Overwatch killer, had some unique cards. I remember buying them just for the cards mostly because of the hero shooter. But servers were shut down in 2021 and the game is made completely unplayable. You just cannot play this game. This is like a game that I actually did buy. I remember buying it. I remember getting the cards for it and getting the trading cards. Ooh, it was cool. But no, like those cards are useless. The actual, there's nothing worth it. Like there really isn't anything worth it. Like look at this game. This looks absolutely, it still looks like fun to this day. Like a little bit of a Team Fortress game mixed with Overwatch. That is, well, okay. Team Fortress 2 technically, I mean, Battle of Machines or whatever it's called. But like this still looks cool. Oh, the next one really hurts quite a bit. The next one hurts quite a bit because I saw a lot of people have so much fun with this game. Rumbleverse. This is no longer playable. Again, same story here. A battle royale from Iron Galaxy was shut down after 6 months. Only 6 months. This game only lasted 6 months and it had such a it was really well received. I remember strictly seeing some videos on it. The game looked like a blast. Like a bit of a cartoony fighter that had a bit of Fortnite influence. Like it was a really fun looking game. I strictly remember seeing Maximilian Dude be really sort of saddened by this because essentially it's a game that was a live service game. It looks fun. It still looks fun. Like it's just a battle royale with a mix with a fighting game. How do you even get a good reputation after 6 months? Avalon Falls. Square Enix shut down servers less than a year of the game's launch. Again, Square Enix. This game looks cool. It genuinely looks cool. Oh, Square Enix. Platinum Games. I'm getting more sad that I can't play this game. I'm genuinely more sad that I can't play this. I can't pronounce this name. I don't know. Disintegration, I'm guessing is what it's called. It's an online only game. Multiplayer components were shut down only in months of the game's launch. It's like, what's the point of even trying to get a game at that point? Final Fantasy Best Soldier. I'm not gonna lie, this game still looks like fun. Like all of these games still look really fun. And I would love to actually like get like somebody like Zep or Bree just to sort of chill out and check him out. Because generally, if you look at some of these gameplay, it still looks fun. I would love an online Final Fantasy game that is not Final Fantasy 14. That looks like fun. I shouldn't have done this because now I'm getting sad of games we've missed. Like games we've actually lost. Fantasy 7 First Soldier was a mobile battle royale shut down in 2023. This is just making me sad, right? I genuinely would enjoy playing this game. Specifically, I also want to talk about another game that was damn near impossible to get. Telltale games are specifically hard to get correct. Oh, that's me. I see me. Anyways, when it comes down to it, that requires the games to still have the license. It requires the license to still be an operative to actually still produce the games and the markets. So when Telltale does stuff like this particular game, Game of Thrones, this game particularly, you can no longer actually buy this game anymore. You can no longer get a physical copy of Game of Thrones, the Telltale version of it, due to the fact that they no longer have the license to actually get the game, and therefore it's no longer a game you can play at all legally, right? Again, piracy is not about necessarily getting something illegal, it's about the lack of being able to get at something. Like, it's just really sad to see that a lot of these things are now shut down, that you can no longer get. Now, mobile games are a really weird niche, but it is something that I want to sort of like talk about, because I'm a Genshin player. I play gotcha games. I do like my good gotchas here and there. Dr. Mario. Worlds. You cannot play this game anymore. Live service games make it so you can no longer enjoy like that. It's a puzzle game, but I wouldn't mind playing this on my free time. Why did this particularly need to get axed? Why did this need to be canned? Because it's just a different puzzle game. Kingdom Hearts Union X. My mate spent so much money on this in college. Like, we went to college together and he was always talking about this particular game, Union Cross X. I saw him play it on the bus whilst we went home together. We went home together. He was playing this game whilst we was in conversation. He might be devastated because he absolutely loves Kingdom Hearts. He still loves Kingdom Hearts. I'd also like to state that Nintendo has a really odd habit of making mobile games without necessarily having a ability to sort of play. The game has been finished. Like, it's a very bad Nintendo habit. And the reason why I'm saying this is a game, like, it's just a mini game. It's just a cute little mini game. Why can't we play this still? Why can't we play this still? But the reason why I bring up, like, Nintendo and their mobile games division is it makes me really scared for this particular game, Pokemon Champion, because the actual path, if you look at what has been going on with Nintendo's particular mobile division, they have an odd habit of throwing out old games from the mobile phone that nobody is playing anymore, just for no reason other than the fact that it saves them money. And it kind of makes me think, what would be the point of getting this game that is, you know, probably going to be the way competitive players play Pokemon now? Oh, I'm glad they showed that. One of the few game consoles you can no longer play things like Smash Bros. Brawl online. I'm going to guess you can no longer play Pokemon Battle Revolution, I think it's called. You can no longer play that online, I think. I'm almost certain you can no longer play it online. So it's nice them being happy and all that, but one of the core mechanics in this game is you can play this game online, like, and you can't anymore. And I guess in this case, yeah, that's fine, but it'd be nice to sort of have some sort of support for this game. Like, I guess a billion-dollar company doesn't really want to care about its own consoles. Well, no, like, it does make me kind of worry about things like this, because essentially, if this is the way that Pokemon as a competitive game goes about it, then essentially it might get shut down when the next Switch gets dropped. We might lose this game. You might lose your Pokemon. You might have no way to transfer it because Pokemon Box is always dead. I don't know. It kind of annoys me.